Shalom. A Biselleh Torah is about Beresheit this week. Genesis, the creation of the world, the creation of the universe, the creation of humanity. And there are two separate words that are used to describe the creation of humanity, dimyon and tselem. In the latter form, tselem is used to portray the way that humanity is created, with eyes and ears and nose and mouth, the ability to be able to walk and to be able to talk. However, the first aspect, dimyon, refers to something entirely different. So says Rabbi Chaim of Volozhin. He tells us dimyon is all about power, the power to be able to craft and create. Chaim of Volozhin says humanity is endowed with the ability to be able to create universes. Truly universes? And he believes so, that the limits of humanity's ability to create is only limited by our own power to imagine. If we can imagine it, it can be. So said Theodore Herzl, and so we've seen time and again. Humanity has the ability to be able to craft things that other centuries or people had thought impossible to do. But who could imagine after 2,000 years of living in exile that we could live in a time post-1948 where Israel would exist? Unimaginable through the Middle Ages and through the before and the Dark Ages. Up until 1948, only a dream, yet realized because there was a vision. Chaim of Volozhin goes further. He says, not only do we have the power to be able to create universes and things perhaps for others to be unimaginable, but we can wreak havoc as well. He says, chas v'chalila, God forbid that we can use these powers of creation to wreak havoc, to destroy, such as we have seen this past week. If there's one lesson that Genesis wants to teach, is that we have both powers in our hands to build, to craft, to make things that are full of hope and healing and joy and love. Or we can use our worst impulses to tear down, to be filled with hate, to create monsters of genocide. That power is in our hands. And even though rippling through the Jewish soul right now, that feels excoriated by what we have witnessed, by Hamas creeping into and stealing away with Jewish souls, is the fact that we must never make ourselves into our enemy. We must never become what they are, to hold ourselves high as builders of universes, never destroyers of them. This is our task. Our task is to be righteous. Our task is to craft. Our task is to be filled with hope. Yes, to redeem those who have been made captive, to make sure that we remain safe in our houses of worship and in our safe land of Israel. But never, but never, but never lower ourselves to become what our enemies are. As Chaim of Volozhin says, chas v'shalom, chas v'chalila, God forbid, we should ever become filled with the zeal of vengeance seeking blood. Let this be the moral imperative that arises out of this week's parashah. Dimyon, to be made in the image of God, to be builders, healers, and creators of light. Shabbat Shalom.